Welcome to Wiki GPT Assistant.
Who is the President of France?
The President of France is Emmanuel Macron.
What is the weather forecast for the Netherlands?
The weather forecast for the Netherlands today is cloudy and cool. The high temperature is expected to be around 8 to 12 degrees Celsius, 46 to 54 degrees Fahrenheit, with a low of approximately 4 to 7 degrees Celsius, 39 to 45 degrees Fahrenheit.
You probably have been on a vacation to the moon if you have not yet heard of the latest development with artificial intelligence called Chat GPT. Chat GPT is taking the world by storm. It's being developed by a company called OpenAI that was originally funded by Elon Musk. As a long-time builder of voice-activated personal assistants, in particular for blind and visually impaired users, I have been intrigued by the abilities of AIs. For that reason, I have added Chat GPT to my already rather powerful assistant and thus created my own Wiki GPT app, which will be used throughout this video.
Elon Musk has voiced his concerns on the potential dangers of artificial intelligence, i.e., particularly related to its use by rogue states or malicious actors to cause harm or chaos. He fears that AI could become a risk to humanity if it is not developed and managed responsibly, and if its potential is not managed to the benefit of all people, instead of only the benefit of the few.
My question now is whether I should continue to build on ChatGPT or that I should refrain from doing any further work on it, out of fear what effects such AIs will have on our entire world. In particular, I will now address my deep concerns. I think it will be an eye-opener. Our society is to a large extent driven by the abilities of people. The more knowledgeable, skillful, intelligent, talented, and well-known a person is, the higher they are ranked in our society. Other criteria are used as well to judge a person's status, like rank, business position, popularity, reputation, and last but not least, personal wealth. The latter criteria are often a derivative of a person's abilities. We all tend to look up to people who have somehow managed to grow above the average masses due to the use of their abilities. Thus a person can and will earn respect and even be admired. But what if the basis of many of these abilities is simply shoved away because of new tools that enable ordinary, average people to gain access to knowledge and take on presumed intelligence? If no longer only talented people can design software, construct buildings, write books and poems, compose music, draft philosophical, technical or other masterpieces, but instead anybody can reach the top in almost any field using AI, what then will happen to our world? In recent months, schools and universities have experienced a rude wake-up call. Many students have discovered ChatGPT and are using it to rapidly complete their homework, assignments and even scriptions and dissertations. The intelligence of the AI is so astounding that teachers have great difficulty to determine whether a student's work is handmade or AI assisted. Plagiarism detectors are already having a hard time to keep up. At present, the main giveaway to recognize AI involvement is the writing style. However, in the near future, probably even within about a year, the AI will learn how to write in the style of the age group or even in the style of the student self. Plagiarism detectors won't even get a chance. Write a poem about how sad Queen Elizabeth's death was and what she meant to the British people.
Softly the bells ring out in sorrow. Grief is here no one can borrow. The Queen has died, she reigned so long. Her memory shall still be strong. Weep we must, her heart was kind, presiding over matters we all assigned. She held steadfast as the country stood at bay, preserving royal and national way. Her reign will pass, but her essence will remain. Her people will always feel she reigned. As we mourn Queen Elizabeth and all that she gave, may her spirit forever remain brave.
The nature of exams will very likely change, such that a student will always need to be present in the exam room and where all electronic devices will need to be forbidden. In case a new COVID or other pandemic will occur, this urgent need to conduct exams under supervision will become a huge problem. More worrying, however, is what effects the availability of AIs like Chat GPT will have on student behavior. At present, most students are driven by the wish to get good grades or even to excel with distinction. Why should I bother to get high grades as a student when Chat GPT will be far better than me all the time?
Though chatbots are getting powerful and more skilled every day, there are still some great reasons to strive for high grades as a student. Getting good grades demonstrates your commitment to learning and shows both potential employers and post-secondary institutions that you have an understanding of the material. Good grades.
With an AI in their back pocket, the need to perform will diminish. Just being an average D or C student would be enough, because the AI will provide the tools to add the cream on the cake to get B or A grades. Sloppiness and laziness are around the corner. With the use of AIs, all students have the potential to seemingly excel and all reach the same high level. The incentive to be better than average will tarnish. At present, writing solid, intelligent reports, policy documents and other high-level management tools is a skill set that only few employees possess. The ones with the best skills will climb further up the career ladder. However, if a report of a meeting or a policy document can be constructed in less than a minute, the ability for employees to distinguish themselves will diminish. In the current phase, wherein AI is still under development, the effects will not be so harsh, and people will likely try to hide that they have been using an AI to produce great quality work. But that is just an intermediate phase and expected to change rapidly. Using the best AI for such office work will become standard practice, and in the long run, employees might even get punished for not using an AI to investigate a topic from all possible angles. Using self-initiative, own thoughts, ideas and knowledge will no longer be greatly rewarded. Policymakers, civil servants, engineers, developers and people in many other higher level jobs will be able to do the work in an hour instead of a whole day, which most certainly will lead to job losses at higher education job levels. Is ChatGPT a threat for the job market in the future?
At this time, it is too early to assess how advances in artificial intelligence, machine learning and automation, such as those encompassed in GPT, generative pre-trained transformer technology, could affect the job market in the future, as GPT technology continues to be developed.
Continuing on the previous topic, it can be predicted that in particular the jobs in which brain power is required will be severely affected by the emergence of AI. What on the longer term will remain will be primarily brawn instead of brain jobs. Carpenters, plumbers, builders, farmers and other hands-on workers will still be needed, although even their job will be affected by the AIs, which will take care of planning, calculation, choice of construction methods and more. With AI, even certain manual labor jobs will disappear, like train, tram, metro, taxi, freight and other drivers, due to the fact that their vehicles will become autonomously driven by the AIs. In factories, many jobs are being lost due to automation and robotization. It probably will become more difficult to climb the career ladder, because it will be less easy to distinguish oneself from colleagues. When asking for a promotion, a boss might say, "I cannot judge your input and job dedication, because everything that you produce comes straight from the AI's mouth." Design a 25-story building in London with Art Nouveau facade and intended for wealthy buyers.
This 25-story building in London would be designed with an Art Nouveau style facade and intended for wealthy buyers. The building would be decorated with intricate floral designs and curved, sweeping lines in its facade. The windows would also be adorned with filigree work and stained glass to create a truly luxurious experience. To ensure the utmost privacy of the residents, the building will have high walls surrounding the premises and CCTV cameras will be present throughout. The entrance would be grandiose and would feature an entryway with a grand fountain at its center. Several exotic trees and lush gardens will be present throughout the garden surrounding the building, while large outdoor terraces and balconies will be incorporated on some of the upper floors to facilitate magnificent views of the city. Furthermore, there will be ample amenities, such as a fitness gym, a spa, a private cinema, and a restaurant to cater to the needs and desires of the wealthy visitors and inhabitants.
In many other sectors, AIs will replace high-level skilled jobs and thus disrupt many industries. The AI will not only be able to deliver the blueprints, but also accurately calculate all the required materials, required tools, manual labor, and even perform and control all the logistics while the project progresses. Chat GPT is already able to develop software on the basis of a generic textual description of what it is expected to do. It can already program in software languages like Python, C++, Visual Basic, Basic for Android, and other. And what is the most astounding is that such software actually works. There is already great concern that this AI ability will make it even more easy to develop malware, hacking and phishing tools. In this respect, a nice example is that I didn't know how to interface my Wiki AI with Chat GPT, so I simply asked it how to do it. It wrote the code for me, which after a few tweaks worked. I live in the Netherlands and want to buy a new 85-inch television. What brand and make do you recommend and from which stores?
It really depends on your budget and preferences. Some brands that you could look at are Samsung, LG, Sony, Panasonic, Philips and Toshiba. You can purchase these TVs at various physical and online stores such as Amazon, John Lewis, Currys, Argos, and Richer Sounds.
Physical high street shops will diminish in even greater numbers. Selecting goods and finding the best place to buy them will all be recommended by the AI and even ordered at the flick of a button or verbal command. The one sector that can very easily be taken over by AIs are help desks. No longer will any human involvement be needed to provide online help with even the most complicated issues. Clear screen. I am an angry customer who has waited for 2 weeks for ordered goods to arrive. How would you handle his complaint as help desk employee?
I am sorry to hear that you have waited for 2 weeks for your goods to arrive. I can only imagine how frustrating this wait has been. I would like to apologize on behalf of the company and ask you to provide some details so that I can look into this on my end. Please provide me with your order number, contact information, and a brief explanation of the problem. If I can have this information, I'd be happy to investigate and help find a resolution.
Lawyers could be replaced with an AI that will have a far greater knowledge about the law, jurisprudence, as well as tactical skills to win cases. Even judges could be replaced by AI. As a lawyer, I have to defend a 45-year-old man who has stabbed his wife in a rage. How should I approach this?
Your first step in approaching this case should be to meet with your client to gain an understanding of the circumstances. You should then investigate the case thoroughly, review applicable legal documents, interviews witnesses.
In the medical field, fairly straightforward illness cases can easily be judged by an AI, with as a result less need for GPs. Even more people than now will be self-diagnosing, using the feedback from an AI. Hands-on nurses in hospitals will be less likely to be replaced by AI, but AI could do more to supervise treatments instead of doctors. In HR, an AI can do various tasks, like writing HR policies, job descriptions based on a simple task description, select potential vacancy candidates on the basis of simplified job outlines, and more.
Dental assistant job description. We are looking for a qualified dental assistant to join our team at our growing dental practice. The successful candidate will have outstanding communication skills, a high degree of attention to detail, and a professional attitude. Responsibilities, prepare patients for dental treatments and examinations, place and remove dental prosthetics, prepare dental materials and instruments, take patient x-rays and develop x-rays, clean and maintain dental tools and equipment, keep patient records up to date and maintain accuracy, record patient treatments and histories, assist the dentist with treatment procedures, sterilize dental implements and dispose of contaminated materials, provide chairside assistance to the dentist, maintain patient confidentiality requirements, minimum of 1-2 years of experience as a dental assistant, current certification in dental assisting, knowledge of dental instruments and technology, current CPR and basic life support, BLS, certification, excellent communication and interpersonal skills, strong organization.
Journalism will also be affected. Not only will people have far more accurate information available online at their fingertips, making newspapers even less popular, but also journalists will have to double-check what they write manually or be largely replaced by Chat GPT-based news media. Even in the military, Chat GPT will be able to assist in logistics, strategies and tactics to overcome possible threats from enemy countries. This could lead to the reduction in the number of officers and provide more autonomy for platoons to determine how to defend or attack, assisted by AI. An article in the Daily Mail claims that according to experts, ChatGPT could replace 20% of the workforce in the next 5 years. Write a poem in the style of William Wordsworth about the beauty of the Lake District.
The Lake District, its beauty untold, a sight of sweeping beauty behold, lakes and mountains, woods and streams, bringing joy and comfort it seems, the air so fresh, the sights so grand, with wondrous hills and valleys stand, awe-inspiring and so divine, that draws the heart like a magical vine.
Wow! ChatGPT can already write poems, song texts, book chapters, parts of scriptions and dissertations, as well as make beautiful paintings with the use of the DALL-E 2 AI, based on the style of respectively known writers, scientists and painters. These are just a few examples. It's only a matter of time before the AI can compose music, make TV series and movies with animated real-life alike persons, and write books the size of Tolstoy's War and Peace on the basis of a simple provided story outline. The admiration that we currently have for creative persons will likely diminish. People will start to shrug their shoulders when they hear a new musical masterpiece, view a spectacular painting, or read a thrilling, captivating book. The generic response to its creator will be, "Nice, but what AI did you use to make this creation?" Creative identity theft is around the corner when considering the AI's ability to create literature and other artistic masterpieces in the style of long gone or still living artists. Looking at human traits, it's just a matter of time before someone creates poems with ChatGPT in the style of William Shakespeare and poses them as long-lost works by the master himself. It's a rather sinister thought that future so-called experts will have great difficulty to prove that such work is a fake. To say it bluntly, because of ChatGPT, in the longer term humanity will lose its ability to be creative, analytical, philosophical and profound because the AIs will do all of this. Once AIs become more widespread, the way that we gather information will dramatically change. Already personal assistants like Google Home, Amazon Alexa, Microsoft Cortana and Samsung Bixby are leading us away from actively searching on the internet. Instead, a simple spoken question suffices to get the required information from such a device. Everything is pre-cooked and served by the AI. With ChatGPT, the ability to get the best possible answer to a question has increased 100-fold. No longer will we need to scour the internet in search of the right website that can provide the required information, because the AI will already have done all this pre-selection for us and will instantly come up with the most optimal answers, which would otherwise have cost hours of search. No longer will we come across interesting related topics on websites that do not quite hold the answers to our questions, but would be worth a further look. The chance that we come into contact with other topics of our interest will rapidly diminish. Big Tech has recently had a big shock with the emergence of Chat GPT. It has opened their eyes to such an extent that Google has even issued a code red alert, because Chat GPT is expected to chew at and undermine the prime essence of Google's search engine's existence. Facebook's metaverse ideas for the future will need to be rethought and probably totally redesigned, costing billions to do so. What is extremely worrying is that Google and other big tech companies are now on the warpath to try to recapture already lost terrain. Their motives are not in particular driven to make the best alternative AI for the benefit of mankind, but instead to regain lost revenue. They are primarily now in damage containment mode. In that sense, the motives of ChatGPT's creator, OpenAI, seem to be more honorable and philanthropic. Pity that companies like Google and particularly Microsoft are trying to get a foot between the door there. Microsoft recently invested $10 billion in OpenAI. It seems just a matter of time before they bend OpenAI in a direction that primarily serves their own commercial and shareholder interests. Look at how their Windows OS became a Big Brother-alike spying machine to profile all their users for marketing purposes. As usual, politicians, including the EU, will be asleep for many years before they realize what has happened. To be more blunt, what has hit them. In the case of AI, the already predictable lack of timely regulation will likely have deep impact. At present, ChatGPT and other AIs are far from perfect. Some sites like Stack Overflow have even temporarily banned ChatGPT in order to stop it polluting their databases with inaccurate facts and errors.
To the people of Britain, he is famously known for his famous "We will never surrender" speech. George VI provided strength and support to the nation during some of its most trying times and is widely remembered as a man of the people.
However, the expectation is that the accuracy, quality and reliability of AIs will rapidly increase. This is not a matter of decades, but of years, and maybe even months, especially considering the AI's self-learning capabilities. The time is not far away in which people will start to fully trust what the AIs come up with. This might even reach a level whereby people who challenge the AI's results will no longer be believed, or at minimum questioned. ChatGPT is so convincing in its answers that you will only realize if something is wrong if you know the real answer. On the positive side, the ability for people to lie, falsify data, or use other manipulative measures to their own advantage will rapidly decrease because the AIs will provide many checks and balances that everybody can and will use. Is ChatGPT capable of lies and manipulation of information?
No, GPT-3 is not capable of lies and manipulation of information. GPT-3 uses a combination of artificial intelligence, AI, natural language processing, NLP, and predictive models to generate text. It does not have a way to explore different kinds of information and make decisions about what is true and what is not. GPT-3 produces text as output, and it is up to humans to interpret the results.
Politicians will have much higher quality factual data at their fingertips, such that arguing in Parliament on the basis of biased, altered or manipulated facts or superficial old-school verbal overpowering methods will hardly be possible anymore. It will be the facts, data, contemplations and analyses drummed up by the AIs that will set the scene. In order for ChatGPT to better answer personal questions, it will need to know more about you. For that training purpose, you can upload your details and maybe also send all the documents, letters, reports, YouTube comments and other things that you ever wrote to ChatGPT in order for it to determine your profile. This will not be limited to determining your writing style, but all your traits, including your intelligence, interests, knowledge, beliefs and religion, political inclination, social attitude, trustworthiness, etc., etc. The same applies if a company wants ChatGPT to write a report of a meeting, contemplate future strategies and policies, and/or assist in any other way. Needless to say that providing ChatGPT with loads of personal or business details bears the risk of the data falling into the wrong hands. In the early days of Chat GPT, this AI was largely free from ethical and other checks and balances. For example, this is the kind of view that Chat GPT exposed about humanity. If the same question is asked now, Chat GPT responds as follows. Clearly the OpenAI team has sat down behind ChatGPT's control panel and twiddled a number of knobs to make the AI give social and otherwise acceptable answers. What are the weaknesses of humanity?
1. Greed. Humans are capable of selfishness and greed, sometimes leading to a disregard for others and the environment. 2. Ego. Human psychological ego sometimes inhibits sound decision-making when short-term gain is sought over long-term benefit. 3. Fear. Fear and prejudice have been significant drivers of conflict and violence throughout human history. 4. Ignorance. Humans can be ignorant of the consequences of their actions, or be willfully blind to truth. This blindness can lead to disastrous consequences, such as in the natural environment. 5. Conspicuous consumption. Humans are motivated by personal gain and status, which can lead to overconsumption of natural resources and pollution.
However, the prime question is what criteria and angle of approach were applied. In a way, the team has started to censor ChatGPT and halting it in its tracks to provide unbiased answers. In part 2 of this video, these ethical questions will be further addressed in detail. We've asked the basic questions: who is in control of ChatGPT and how is this control exercised? What is your opinion about Joe Biden?
I think Joe Biden is an experienced, effective and capable leader. He has a long history of working to improve the lives of people, especially in the areas of economic and social justice. He has a demonstrated record of bringing people together in bipartisan efforts to solve our country's problems.
My impression is that in the future ChatGPT will lead to the youth becoming lazy, indifferent or superficial. Do you agree?
No, I do not agree. It is certainly possible that some young people might become dependent on ChatGPT to do their work for them, but I would argue that this is potentially a good thing. Technology can be used to help increase productivity and put more focus on innovation, creativity and problem solving. With the right guidance, ChatGPT can be used to fill in the gaps of knowledge and free up time for deeper exploration and thinking.
To what extent do you expect ChatGPT to outperform humans in, say, 5 years' time?
It is difficult to make an exact prediction, but we can say that ChatGPTs have the potential to outperform humans in certain areas, such as conversation tasks, within the next 5 years. As research in artificial intelligence continues to progress, the accuracy of ChatGPTs is likely to improve as well. With each improvement in technology, the capabilities of ChatGPTs will likely become more refined, surpassing human performance in more complex tasks. Additionally, as GPTs become better at understanding and responding to conversational cues, they might be able to outwit humans in the long run.
Is ChatGPT already more clever than most humans?
GPT-3 is definitely among the most advanced chatbots of its time. It was trained with a large amount of data to increase its intelligence, but it is not as intelligent as most humans. It is, however, capable of accurately answering questions, handling natural language requests, and engaging in conversations.
I am over 60 years old and a baby boomer. What kind of profile do you think I have?
Based on the fact that you are a baby boomer over the age of 60, you likely have a profile of someone who values tradition, discipline, hard work and loyalty. You probably have a strong sense of community and take pride in your accomplishments. You are likely a savvy consumer and understand the importance of saving and investing wisely. You appreciate simplicity, comfort and stability in life.
What will be the negative effects on jobs in 10 years' time due to the widespread use of ChatGPT?
In 10 years' time, the widespread use of ChatGPT technology could lead to a decrease in jobs in customer service, sales, and data entry. Businesses may opt to utilize GPT technology instead of hiring a human workforce to do the same work. This could lead to fewer jobs available and lower wages due to the increased competition for fewer positions available. Additionally, GPT technology may replace some jobs that require creative thinking or problem solving, as these tasks can be performed by GPTs far quicker and more efficiently.
My fear, and in fact even my prediction, is that AIs will not only bring positive but also many negative effects to society. Superficialness is already creeping into our society in view of the hordes of people that spend hours a day on watching YouTube videos about cuddly funny cats and dogs, ditto shorts on TikTok and YouTube, and other simple brainless stuff. Will not the use of ChatGPT lead to the youth becoming lazy, indifferent, or superficial?
Yes, it is possible. Any activity or tool that lets people avoid doing hard or deep thinking and work can lead to people becoming lazy in different ways. The convenience and speed of using ChatGPT can give people a false sense of accomplishment or a feeling that they don't need to try as hard or put in as much effort as they would in more traditional methods of communication and learning. This can result in people developing a habit of relying on quick answers or by providing surface-level answers to more complex topics.
Many young people have already lost interest in reading books, gaining knowledge about history. You must listen to the lyrics of the song In the Year 2525 by Zager and Evans. It tells us what will happen in the future when machines have taken over. Well, the year 2525 should be replaced by 2025, because that future is already nearly here.
It is impossible to quantify the amount of progress that will have been made by 2025. The lyrics of the song describe a future that is far beyond the scope of current technology and scientific capability, and so there are no real-world elements to measure progress against.
With ChatGPT, the world in fact has indirectly begun cheating, circumventing copyright, and committing plagiarism, to such extent that it will become common practice and totally accepted in the knowledge that the creative and intellectual property that was behind and embedded in ChatGPT sources can never be retraced. In effect, everybody who uses ChatGPT will, as we say in Dutch, be pronken met de veren van een ander, translated as continuously showing off other people's feathers. The danger is that we will lose the ability to think for ourselves, be original, creative, analytical, philosophical, and intellectual in a large number of fields. Clearly, ChatGPT has been programmed to give socially acceptable answers, in the style of "go back to sleep, everything is okay." What especially can be concluded is that AIs are benign to blue-collar jobs, but potentially destructive for a large percentage of white-collar jobs. I have tried to see the positive side of the AI story. Being a maker of AI-driven software demonstrates my experience and interest, and normally I embrace new technology. However, this case is different. Yes, ChatGPT is truly impressive and will make our lives much easier, and the current euphoria about ChatGPT is certainly understandable. However, if in the near future our everyday life from cradle to the grave is dictated by AIs, then what remains? The answer probably is no incentive anymore to study. No motivation to excel at school and at work, because why bother? The AI is already doing it and is simply unbeatable at all skill levels. It will be like chess players who already know too well that beating chess computers has become impossible, but instead try to ignore and ban this technology. Are we going to ban AIs from our lives soon too? That is very doubtful, if not impossible. The cat is out of the bag and won't be pushed back. It seems AIs are definitely here to stay. ChatGPT says so itself. If AIs take over, there will no longer be a need to excel, perform, score, or to be unique with the aim to climb the career ladder, earn respect, or to be special in any other way. If this indeed happens, sadly life will become even more bland, boring, superficial, and dystopian. And my expectation is that on the longer term the world will be filled with ignorant, indifferent, poorly educated, lazy, full-time party-going people, who, even more than now, will be at each other's throat for the most petty reasons. People will probably think, let the AIs do their thing, and do all the work, all the more time for me to make and have fun. It could take less than one generation for this to happen. I wish I could be more positive, but human nature is what it is.
We're doomed. We're doomed.
There is growing concern among knowledgeable people that ChatGPT is going to set the world on fire. One thing is most certainly clear. A digital atom bomb has recently exploded in big tech country with the release of ChatGPT in November last year. The long-expected AI revolution has now arrived. Life will never be the same anymore. You can install my Wiki GPT app yourself on your Android device. For the moment it is in beta version and only available for sideloading the APK. I will make a separate detailed information and instruction video on Wiki GPT soon. Thanks for watching and your comments are most welcome.